Hello there. I am so delighted that you joined this session. My name is Minnie Jerry Karanja. I'm the founder and CEO of Celebrate Africa Tours. I am joining in the call from Vancouver, British Columbia in Canada. And this is the traditional and unceded territories of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. I have the absolute honor of working and playing on this land. And I welcome you all to reflect on the lands on which you're joining, particularly if you're joining from North America or Turtle Island. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen. Just give me a moment to locate the presentation. Um, Hold up, just a few moments. So I have my presentation up. Oh, that's quite odd. Not sure what's going on. Right. Can be a bit tricky. Oh, there it is. There it is. I believe you can see my screen very well now, and I'll put it on presentation mode. Yeah, so we are Celebrate Africa Tours, based out of Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Uh, our vision is to have sustainable and conscious travel in Africa, get everyone thinking about that and actually intentionally working towards this. We are licensed here in Canada. This is our license number. We are licensed by the British Columbia Consumer Protection and by the City of Vancouver as well. So with that out of the way, I will get on with speaking more about Celebrate Africa Tours. So, yeah, we are a Canadian Black woman-owned social enterprise that is part of a global movement to socially transform the travel industry in Africa. And how we do this is through our offerings. We offer authentic, sustainable, and purpose-driven travel experiences in 26 African countries, that is more than 200 destinations. Our vision, again, just building on what I just mentioned a few moments ago, is to build a trusted global brand for sustainable and culturally responsible travel in Africa. The picture that you're seeing right there on the screen is of women in Timbuktu Island in Zanzibar going about their days. I had the absolute honor of visiting this village and taking time to laugh with the women and share stories. And this is part of what you experience when you travel with us, an opportunity to really immerse yourself in the lands in which you visit and connect with community and learn about their culture. A bit more on traveling with intention in alignment with our vision. We encourage those that travel with us to ask themselves a few questions while they think about traveling in Africa. And the two questions to start with is ask yourself, how will the local community benefit economically from my travel? You're thinking about the people that you're going to be working with, the travel agencies that you're going to be working with, um, and how they are working with local people to make sure that they economically benefit from your travels. So really think about where you're putting your dollars and having a real impact. Also think about the activities and excursions that you engage in, how those will impact local communities, biodiversity, and ecosystems. So these are very important questions when you think about how do you actually make sure that you're having a positive impact while you travel. So you're enjoying yourself, you're having new experiences, and you're also making sure that local communities are able to be sustained and continue to thrive. So some of the ideas that we have for you to be empowering as you travel is the first one, choose an African-owned travel companies with social impact values. And that will be what we are one of those. we are socially minded and we're always thinking about how do we support community? How do we make sure that we are respecting the cultures when we take travelers there? Again, local entrepreneurs that make or sell souvenirs or basic items that you need during your stay. So think about really supporting this. And there are many opportunities to make donations as well, make donations directly to communities with an empowering cause that resonates with you, your values, and those that are sustainable and good for the environment and the climate. So a bit about our services and offerings. So we have packages for family vacation, solo tours, group tours, honeymoon, volunteer groups. We offer not only tours, but we do personalized services as well. So if you think that you want to go on a tour and you want something really specific, you want to have specific experiences with your friends, with your family, we are open to doing that for you. So our experiences are safari, well known throughout Africa, mountain climbing. Mount Kilimanjaro is obviously one of those challenging experiences that people go for. And by the way, we are having info session on Kilimanjaro in particular. We'll have one of our best guides that has many years of experience. We're talking about 20 plus years climbing the mountain and helping tourists to successfully summit and really guiding them on their journey. So he's going to be on the call next week on Thursday. Make sure that you tune in. The information is already on the groups. We have beautiful coastal areas, so deep sea diving, snorkeling, kite surfing, windsurfing, all these are available as part of the experiences that you can have in Africa. I like to point to pictures that are on the screen, so to get people's attention. So, and to just explain more about what you're saying. Of course, this is a safari. This particular photo is taken in Kruger Park in South Africa, one of our destinations, uh, very popular destinations for people that want to experience safari. So we're all here today for the Rwanda tour, the 10-day all-inclusive Visit Rwanda tour. And we are going to jump right into it right now, going into the details and some of what you can expect when you come on this tour. Again, that's a beautiful picture of traditional Rwandan dance. Lovely. So just a basic here, trying to locate where Rwanda is in Africa. You can see it's right here, bright yellow, written Rwanda next to it. It's located in Eastern Africa. Next to it is, it's bordered by Uganda to the north, Burundi, DRC to the west there. So yeah, that's exactly where it is. And you can see just its proximity to you to obviously Uganda, Tanzania, and Kenya. So if you were to do a tour in Rwanda and you were like, you know what, I'd like to check out all these other areas, absolutely, it's accessible, and we are actually going to talk about it in a bit. All right, so a few more basics about Rwanda. What are the official languages? There are four official languages: English, French, Swahili, and Kenya, Rwanda. The currency, Rwandan franc. Um, Safety, let's talk about safety. It's one of the top questions that we get here about, how safe are the destinations. So Rwanda actually ranks first in the top 10 safest countries in Africa. And this is according to Business Insider Africa, which is an independent media house. So yeah, well, Rwanda is known to be a very safe country. There've not been any major incidents impacting tourists. And of course, cleanliness. If you've heard a few things about Rwanda, is just how clean it is as a city. So that's a snapshot of a part in Rwanda, in Kigali, the capital, and you can just see how clean the roads are. They're always kept this clean. So this is what you can expect. This is the level of safety, cleanliness you can expect. Yeah, if you speak both English and French, you will feel completely comfortable here. Let's talk about the tour highlights of this 10-day experience. So we are big on culture. We're very big on culture. So you can see and you will realize that throughout this tour, you'll have many opportunities to connect with locals, get to know the culture, a little bit of the language. It's not very hard to learn. Talk about Kenya, Rwanda here. So the big picture you can see right here is of women in the market. I just love the smiles here and just how happy they are. So one of the ways that we help tourists when they come with us is to have this local culturally appropriate connections. It's through market visits. We have local visits. Um, and get an opportunity to learn about the history and the heritage of the people. So one of the things that we do during the city tour in Kigali is to take people to the Kigali Genocide Memorial. In 1994, for those that may not be aware, there was a genocide against the Tutsi in a period of 100 days, over 1 million people perished through that. So it's an important thing to know about the country and to honor it. So we make sure that we take guests there to learn about that important history as they connect with the locals. Yeah, about safari, and getting into the nature now. So Kigali, Rwanda is one of, I believe, two places you can see the big six. So gorillas are now the sixth to be added in the big five when you're talking about safari. We have mountain gorilla trekking in the north of the country, and this is one of those spectacular experiences, honestly, to have when you come on these tours. So yeah, you can see there that must be a silverback right there. Huge, but interestingly and surprisingly huge, gentle giants. Yeah, and they got rhinos too. They're very shy, very not very easy to see. But if you happen to go on a night safari, you may see them. Right here is a picture of Nyungwe Forest. There's a canopy walk that you can do in the forest. Now, Nyungwe Forest is the oldest rainforest in Africa. It is such a spectacular place to experience nature. They got other primates there. They got the chimpanzees. So if you want to trek those two, I would say the level of difficulty is a bit higher compared to the mountain gorilla trekking. But if you're up for a challenge, this would be a good place to experience that. Right. So a bit about the gorillas, when you go trekking them, people are always curious, how close can you get to the mountain gorillas? Well, this picture says it all. You can get quite close and cozy with them. Um, so there are certain things that you need to know about the conservation efforts of the gorilla of these primates. So there are 12 habituated families, gorilla families, that tourists can visit, and only 8 people can visit a gorilla family per day. So you can see just the intentionality that the government puts towards this, making sure that they are respected in their local habitats. When you go up the roads, you can see that there are no pavements at all. So they try to keep it as natural as they can to make sure that the primates feel comfortable in their home. When you come for the gorilla trekking, there's an opportunity for you to visit the Ellen DeGeneres campus of the Diane Fossey Gorilla Fund. Now, this is a fund to which you can also donate towards the conservation efforts that the government has put in place to make sure, again, that the gorillas are not endangered. Yeah, so what's included in the 10-day all-inclusive tour to Rwanda? Pre-departure information session. Not very similar to this. These are more intimate and really give you an opportunity to ask those questions, get you really prepared, what to expect. So get you to a very good level of preparation to go into the country. You have everything that you need. And also included is visa process support. So questions about, how do you go about getting the visa? How, if you're having any sort of issues, we try as much as possible to connect you to relevant authorities. So our role is to really support you as you go through that visa process. And in Rwanda, it's very easy, mostly visa on arrival for many citizens. Um, all in-country private transportation, so you don't have to worry about how will you go from one part of the country to another to be able to do your activities. We have all that covered. There's private transportation included. That includes airport pickup and drop off, accommodation in four-star hotels, and all your meals. You don't have to worry about what you're gonna eat when you're there. And this tour also includes safari, so access to the park fees are paid for, a private safari vehicle like the one that you just saw when I showed that picture of the Kruger National Park. Those are special vehicles that I use on safari. That's included. Gorilla trekking experience, access to a guide and porters, all that is included. And the fees as well. Um, some of you may not be aware that gorilla trekking is actually a special experience that the government charges 1,500 US dollars. So that is included in this package. What's not included? Just three things that are not included. That's your travel insurance, your visa fees, and your international flights. The cost for this particular package is 12,000 US dollars per person, and all taxes are included. So no additional fees beyond this amount. Yeah, I talked about add-ons. I'm gonna check the time. We're still good on time. Um, so for this particular tour, I talked about, just the proximity of Rwanda to other really amazing destinations in East Africa. And one of it is Zanzibar. So after you've done your wonderful gorilla trekking, safari trekking, you've had amazing 10 days in Rwanda, you want to have some time to just relax and just disconnect. Zanzibar is a beautiful place, tropical island right by the Indian Ocean, white sandy beaches, blue waters. That's a wonderful place to be. And the same in Diani, Kenya, Mombasa. So right by the Indian Ocean too. So these are two add-ons that you can add to your 10-day Rwanda trip, to have that beautiful, relaxed ending to your tour. So that is it. There's a good 30 minutes of the presentation, letting you know about us and the Rwanda tour. So please connect with us if you have any questions. That's the email to reach us at travel@celebrateafricatours.com. We're on Instagram, Facebook at Celebrate Africa Tours. And that's a picture of myself with an amazing woman in Zanzibar in her store where it's a women cooperative and they teach each other and how to sew these really beautiful pieces that are decorated for hotels and homes. So again, another opportunity that we try to create even for ourselves when we travel to these places to connect with local people and really share stories and get to know one another. So that's it. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you so much for joining this session. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye.